Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we are starting the Mirror Mysteries 2 Forgotten Kingdoms. So, this is the sequel to the Mirror Mysteries, which had some problems, I'll leave it at that, but already we're seeing some improvements in the sequel. Not some great improvements as far as the visuals. It's still a 4:3 resolution, which wouldn't even fit modern cell phone screens today, and it is a hidden object game, and I think this feels like it should be a cell phone port if it isn't. But I can tell you that when we look at the credits, there's definitely at least 6 or 7 new people, well, more people listed here, and it's a different company that released this one as far as the publisher. And the silly The Mirror Mysteries trademark is gone. They no longer are claiming trademark. Instead, they're claiming copyright 2012 like they should have in the first place. See, Big Fish Games is the publisher. I still have to record this in a windowed, but when I set up the profile, it asked me if you wanted casual or advanced difficulty, which is something new. Unfortunately, it didn't explain what casual or advanced was. Those were the only 2 buttons on the initial profile setup. So you have to still go into the options and see what it means. Here, casual means you get the tutorial and visual help. Advanced means you don't, and the recharge time is medium, and the skip time is medium. So if you wanted to even go really custom, slow hint, you can't turn hints off completely, I guess, and you can turn off skipping certain puzzles. I would never click skipping puzzles though, because there were definitely puzzles in the previous game that seemed like you just had to brute force. Oh look, it's a little broken mirror out in it, out of face. You can see in the wording of the Mirror Mysteries just slightly the face of the broken mirror of the first game. And then I don't know if this is a person or a statue. We know though from the audio that there will be dialogue and all of that, so let's hop into the game and see what the storyline is here. Please, everybody, cross your fingers right now. Please, let's hope it's not a story about the mirror kidnapping kids and forcing somebody to do hidden puzzle objects to get them back. Graphics look significantly better than the first game. Alright, they did for a second
I
there.
had great magic. Mirror, mirror, they'd ask me, and I'd devour their worlds through the looking glass. But my power was destroyed. I have waited so long for this moment, for someone to wake me from my slumber. I will take back what is mine.
Okay, there's still definitely...
Tommy called a few nights ago, completely off balance. He told me he had found this evil mirror and then nothing. The police are of no help. A man at the precinct recommended you, said you were the best. He said you could find Tommy. Please. He needs to come home.
So, it's a continuation of the previous story. The mirror is still super evil. And we are asked, do we want to start with the interactive tutorial? Sure. Let's review the tutorial. Welcome to Berkshire Manor. You have been hired to investigate the disappearance of Tommy Brandt, which almost makes me wonder if this might be a prequel, but then we just saw in the journal pictures of the first game, so it has to be a sequel. So why doesn't she tell him about the mirror and immediately know everything there? Use the magnifying glass will appear when you can take a closer look in an area. Yes, this interface right now is significantly different, and no magnify button. When you discover new information that is recorded in your journal, okay. Refer to it any time to learn more about the information you came across. When you spot a useful item, you can pick it up with your hand. Nice. Missing mirror shard. Okay. So let's click on this, and then click here, and then click here, and that's like one mirror fixed. Look around to find new arrows to get a closer look. That might be Tommy's phone. Interesting. The ringing stopped. I hope they left a message. Personally, I would hope that they don't leave a message if people call me. I never get good news. Trunk is locked. So. I guess the last place to look here is here in the building. I also want to look at the journal for a second here. This is a bit of a problem for me when they do handwriting. It's hard to read. This one's not too bad. According to the estate sale buyers, the antiques collector seems to be a power at play here. Normally appears to be a simple mirror found to have some sort of tool for my advantage. How do I go back a page though? One of the problems I'm having right now is, there's the previous button, trying to get the window to work with my monitor being zoomed in, my TV being zoomed in. So I think, so she is saying right here in this letter, the mother that we played in the first game, that she thinks he's in another world. Anna, our mother used to tell us of stories of a magical mirror, specifically from an adventure we had as children. Oh, I see. So if we look at the year, it was 1989. So this is the kids. And so is Tommy the boy now that's missing? She claimed to have stumbled into an old country house, and inside was a portal. Tommy, my brother. Yes, okay. So it's even the same kids. It's one of the same kids. Family history of mental illness, obsessed with magic. Search the globe for clues. So this is what Tommy looks like now. So are we done with the tutorial, or is there more to do? Smithson annual auction. What year is this? It seems like I can grab all of these things, but there's nothing under it. Ah, the car keys. Those look like pretty modern car keys. And then there's this ribbon that just screams out like you should be able to click on it. That looks like you should be able to click on it. Although right now we're not given any like list of things to find. So has the whole thing, has the entire setup of the hidden object game been changed, so we now no longer have a list of things we're looking for? Let's see. So here's the Antique Society saying they let the owner of this house in, and they were interested in the mirror. I'm just skipping over a lot of this, frankly. Mailbox is locked. Car keys in mailbox. I felt something inside, but I can't quite reach. So to go back, here's your arrow, I suppose. Go ahead and use the car keys on the car. And cell phone.
This is it. No one believed us. Mom wasn't lying. I'm standing here in front of the house where I believe a magical mirror waits inside. If I'm right, this is the same mirror that transported us years ago to worlds I can barely even describe. Sis, if you find this video, it means I failed to destroy the mirror, and someone else will have to do it. It must be done.
Is that like a ballerina figure? Here we're getting some visual hints. Talk about visual hints. Wow. So yeah, we're trying to destroy the mirror. That makes sense, but it seems like we're gonna end up putting the mirror back together and doing the exact opposite. When you find broken items, they go in your collection. Okay, so we still are in the tutorial. Interesting, and this feels like a real hidden object scene. There's way too much stuff everywhere. So now we can start playing. I guess that's probably, I would guess, the end of the tutorial for a little bit. The way this clicking is working is a little bit different. Feels a little less responsive than the first game. The first game had a nice little kind of glass shattering sound effect or something. I don't even remember what it sounded like, but I remember it was more satisfactory than this tiny little clicks we're getting here. But I like how the things are lighting up as we click on them, and I definitely like that there's locks over all the items that we can't get right now. So we're looking for a stick here. Here's a cup. There's so many things in this. So I've gotten all the cheese. Here's a stick. So if I right click, the magnifier's not coming on. They've gotten rid of the concept of having to use the magnifier in the puzzle. I think that is a great thing. Apparently we still are in the tutorial, by the way. You have all the pieces to become one item. You can now place that in the scene to reveal one of the block pieces. So I want to take a moment to say that this piece that I just picked up was not in the same orientation quite as the piece as where it was in the picture. And that was something they were very strict about in the main game. So I think that's kind of a mistake, and we can see that was true again for that piece. It was completely rotated differently. It's most hidden object games don't give you the benefit of saying the orientations are going to be the same, but I kind of like that. Here's a piece of glass or a stone. Still very easy to not know what you're clicking on and just say, well, it looks like it matches whatever I'm clicking on. It's like pieces of this wing, apparently. Which didn't divert the water. So we're looking for these two pieces and this stick. So it kind of feels like I'm gonna immediately double the amount of hints I'm gonna be clicking on in this game. There's, without having the opportunity to actually pull out a magnifier and then look over the screen again, there's nothing else I can do but click on a hint. So that's gonna be weird. I ended up clicking on so many hints anyways in the first game. It was pretty ridiculous. So 2 more pieces here. Where could this long stick be? It's probably right in front of something hidden in plain sight. Cat doesn't react when I click on it. I'm kind of disappointed about that. Where would this piece be? I think I've exhausted everything. It's kind of interesting too how this picture shows you these little edges here and these little edges here. So you could probably guess that you could draw an imaginary line right about here and there wouldn't be anything below that. Well, I guess I'm gonna start it off with a bang and just click hint. Well, that's a new hint system. Ah, there was the stick. Right there. Drawing the birds around it. That was a much bigger circle than the first game, but it didn't. It still kind of has the same problem. I would rather it be a scenario where you could click on the hint and it would just glow bright. Notice that the hint button was broken for a while, so that's a clearer indication. That's a good system that the hints are being held back. So we're still looking for this last piece. And we pretty much assume that it is in this area. It wouldn't make a lot of sense if it wasn't in this area. Here it is. Put that there. That waters the plant down so we can get that cheese. So now we get the cheese and we put it in front of the mouse. And that moves the cat. So we can get this piece. And so now we have this hockey stick, which I guess we're going to use here to move that, which then gets us this piece. The ballerina. So what does the ballerina do? And it seems like every time we complete a puzzle, we get another shard of the mirror. Interesting. And so we just have another area completely to deal with. Interesting, interesting. Just kind of throw us in it. So many things to click on. This is how I expect most hidden object games to go. To be just full of items. And only a few of them actually be the ones you want. But the first game really wasn't like that. It was full of items, but not to the extreme that we're seeing here. And that I'm used to in hidden object games. Let's see that. Looks like we're looking for a bug here. Take that piece of wood. Now I can't take the ballerina and throw it in here. Oh, it seems like the ballerina flew out of this mirror and out the window. Maybe even knocked the window open and didn't break it. So I wonder if the story is that there's one evil. The spider doesn't look friendly. Good to know. If there's like one evil magic mirror that's trying to destroy all the good other magic mirrors that are portals to other worlds. We'll have to get further in the story before I can start throwing some more judgment against the setup. At least here, I will say, we're somewhat proactive. It's the kids from the first game trying to destroy the mirror. They kind of know what they were getting into. They're trying to actually accomplish something, versus the first game where you were completely just under the command of the mirror to save your kids, and you were desperate and in a terrible situation. I don't even have kids, and I can relate to the thought of kids being kidnapped. I think almost anybody could, and it's just not a feeling you want to feel while you're playing a simple hidden object game for a few hours. Am I gonna have to click another hint? 2 hints in the first thing. See, there's like several pieces of glass sitting around somewhere. And then there's one more piece here of this rake. And this bug. There's the bug. So I can place the dragonfly here. And the snake will, the spider will get that. Okay. So that just leaves these 3 pieces of glass and this rake piece. Where could the glass be? Oh, they're leaves. Never mind. So, like one more leaf. You want to get as many as you can under your own effort before you start cheating. What we should do though is we should sit here and just click 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 click. See, we're not seeing any screen cracking, so that system seems to be gone for now, at least. It seems like I could sit here and just go crazy and click 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 on everything. Yeah, there might be something inside the pot if I could break the pot, but I would need the hammer. I think that's the right way to do it. I think letting somebody, if they get desperate, just cheat and click on everything is the right way to let people play for a hidden object game. Because if you really are lost, there's the broom piece. Nothing's gonna really help with that. Here's the tassel. And that gets us the hammer, which lets us break this. Which then allows us to find this piece. Which then just leaves us with this one last piece. So a couple things have moved around, but I'm still not sure if I can find that piece. I don't think I can. I think it's probably hidden behind something. We still are having that problem. The game is hiding things behind things. One would assume there was nothing behind this blowing ribbon, yet very much there was something behind it. Well, I think we may end up just wrapping up this recording with a hint. It was right there the whole time. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't there the whole time. Let's see, can I put the ballerina in here? How about the stone weight? Nope. Grab this piece of the mirror shard. That's 3. Grab that piece of the mirror shard. That's 4. So do we need to go a little bit further back? Just make sure there are no more mirror shards sitting around. They seem to be pretty prevalent, pretty easy to see. Can't go back this way. Seems like the only way you can go is forward. And then when you're forward, you can't click over here anymore. So I think it would be close to impossible to not get them all, so we probably have them all. So was all that the tutorial?
Looking for someone? Take a closer look at what I did to your friend. Without him, none of this would be possible. His mother, now she was a hero, made sure that I wouldn't wake for centuries. But Tommy, curious little Tommy, I could always count on him.
So, did the mother come back and that was the deal? The mirror is the reason for Tommy's disappearance. It seems to have placed him in a type of portal, but is blocking me from following. It seems the only way to be the only one intact, surrounded by shattered frames. Maybe that is where all the glass shards belong. I wonder if repairing the mirror will have some magical effect as the small one I found outside. Interesting, okay. Here's a crystal skull, which by the way, they've just announced they're gonna make a Indiana Jones 5 movie in summer of 2019, since Indiana Jones 4 was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so that's an interesting twist of events. There's another mirror shard, and let's see, we have pretty much gone far enough for today. We've got some more things to click on for sure. Let's see, are we gonna just end these things here, or let's see, if I click exit, will we exit the whole program, or will we just exit to the main thing? Either way, I guess it doesn't matter. This is where we're going to end it. As always, I end my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. That takes you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that, make a donation. And if you want to follow along some other shows, I have a playlist tab on my main YouTube page. You can click that. There's a playlist for every game I've covered. I'm sure there's something there that will interest you. Down below in the description box, I have social media links to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Tumblr. So friend me and follow me on all of those. You can also friend me on Steam and Battle.net, which is helpful too. And that is it for this recording. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.